Yo, what's good with y'all? It's the Black Legion Party Podcast, straight from the Ville.
You
know what I'm saying? Fayetteville has the most black-owned businesses in the country. I just wanted to...
Well, then major cities, if you want to be politically correct.
Yeah.
Compared to the other major cities.
Politics.
You know, like Washington, D.C., Richmond, Virginia, places like that.
Well, let's get to it. All right, let's go ahead and start. Let's get straight to it. It's Thursday, February 24th.
Mm-hmm.
Today was an interesting day.
What happened?
Let's go ahead and start with Russia and Ukraine.
Okay, how you feel about that? What happened? Well, first, let's talk about what actually happened first.
Will you summing it up?
I guess, yeah. From my understanding, what actually went down is Russia has invaded the Ukraine based off some stuff that happened in 2014. So apparently, whenever like they became independent and kind of, you know what I'm saying, Russia wasn't really messing with that. You know what I'm saying? They wasn't really their thing. So whenever the Ukraine was like, we want to join NATO, it was like
Russia won't have it.
No, they won't. They didn't like that at all. And so basically, they never. The crazy thing is, Putin, he has never really seen the Ukraine as like their own country. This is over 20 years worth of like time passing by. So I'm guessing he just waited until now. To him, this is like the right time to invade. But all of this is kind of stemming from like Ukraine wanting to be independent, wanting protection, basically freedom, all that stuff. So
I guess my take is my take on the Russia-Ukraine. We almost got blew up last week.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, we evacuated campus.
Mm-hmm.
That's my thoughts on Russia and Ukraine.
I guess, I mean, we were talking about that in my meeting I just came from and stuff like that. Even my advisor, she's a white lady. Mm-hmm. She was like, she don't feel safe here. Like, and that's for her to say that.
You know what I heard today?
What?
This one girl was telling, she was scrolling on Instagram and she was saying how like she was scared about the whole Russia-Ukraine ordeal. Mm-hmm. I was just thinking to my head like, we almost blew up last week here. Mm-hmm. But she was terrified of Russia and Ukraine. And I wanted to ask her, how many miles away is Ukraine from here?
Yeah, I mean, it's far, of course, but like, I feel like we should hold that urgency or that fear. We should have held that same energy whenever it came to Fayetteville State and everything that was going on. So,
because I want the same thing they want in Ukraine. You know what I'm saying? But all right, so
what?
For those who's listening, there's been a lot going on in the Fayetteville local political culture. Mm-hmm. With our council members, we had one member leave, and she left a very detailing letter.
You know what I'm saying? It was all over Facebook.
It was all yeah.
I remember that. It was all
she
over
dropped the
Facebook.
gems. So, but now here we are, and they're finally going to investigate the mayor.
But look, I read the article that you sent me about this. They are not investigating the mayor.
It felt good to say though, right?
Yeah. They are not investigating the mayor because from the article, it was supposed to be because of basically the council members trying to avoid scrutiny. So basically like saying something and messing up their job.
They corrupt.
Of course.
They corrupt. That's all it is. Mayor Colvin, we love you. What's going on though? You know, like we just
want some answers.
We just want some answers. And but hey, shout out to the council members. I think there's an update on the Murchison Road plan. Mm-hmm. I had seen something about that. I just want to bring light on that. Mm-hmm. That Murchison Road is deserving of upgrades.
Mm-hmm. Very much so.
Very much so. And I'm hearing about the supermarket.
The neighborhood Walmart.
Yeah, that's dope. So here we are, a week later after our bombing. You know what I'm saying? How do you feel about the vice chancellor resigning?
I don't know how to feel about that, honestly. I asked my advisor to kind of poke around for me to see what she could find out. And so whenever I saw the email, I was just like, my first question was, okay, why. You know, in the first line of the email, it says, with mixed feelings, you know, he's resigning and all that stuff like that. And the email is from the chancellor. And so me knowing about the chancellor and stuff like that, I know the chancellor ain't say none of that, because he said himself in a event I went to that everything he reads, writes, whatever, is scripted. So all that stuff that was in that message probably was fake. And so I don't know what's going on, but I know certain stuff stick with you. So it's just like when he said that he don't write none of that stuff, I'm like, all this is probably like
it's politics.
Yeah, and so
how do you feel about even like speaking of politics and our school that we go to that we paying for, you know, for their position, you know how it go. Mm-hmm. So how does that make you feel to know that you go to a university and your chancellor is in relation to the government board committees who selects these chancellors? Because, you know, our chancellor, he very educated man. Shout out to you, Chancellor Allison, for sure. Mm-hmm. But when you look at across the norm or the regular, you know what I'm saying, most chancellors have, you know, these backgrounds of education. Mm-hmm. Ours does not. Like, he is I don't want to say, when I say this, I don't mean it in a disrespectful manner at all. He's a politician.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And even on the video on the school website, like, here you are at HBCU, and you should understand the history of black people. Like, bro, like, we've been disenfranchised. A lot of us did not grow up in, like, these happy homes and stuff like that. Like, that's the truth of America. You feel me? Like, so on our website, the Fayetteville State website, there's a video of him, and there's the part of the, like, it's like an introduction video of him, you know, and he calls himself the video calls him the first family of Fayetteville State in like 50 years or 20 years or something like that. All I can think about was like, yo, I live down the street from the school, like on the Merc, you feel me? And it's just like, I didn't come from no first family. Like, what does that even have to do with my education? You know what I'm saying?
Because they're trying to paint this image. It's an image thing with Fayetteville State. I tell everybody
we
rising. Tell everybody that. It's an image thing with Fayetteville State. They want to appeal to this demographic of black people. I feel like only maybe a certain percentage of black people come from that type of image of a black family. Yeah. And it doesn't make sense here in Fayetteville because a lot of people here in Fayetteville don't come from that. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
That's the truth of the Ville.
Yeah. So for people to really, I guess, rock with the image and really rock with Fayetteville State, they need to be more, you know, real.
Honest.
Honest, blunt. Tell the truth. Like, not everybody comes from this first family. Nobody. You know what I'm
that's
saying?
not even comfortable. That's not even comfortable.
I don't even come from a first family. I had both of my parents, but I don't even come from no first family. You know what I'm saying? We still know about struggle. We still know about opening up the heat. You know, opening up the stove when ain't no heat in the house. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So we still know about like certain things other families may experience or whatever. So I just think like they need to do better, bro. It's not. It don't always have to be about image, because most of the time, the richest man, he ain't got on J's, he ain't got on no this and that. He got on the regular. Shirt,
how many label chains you seen Jay-Z wear?
Probably. I haven't really seen him wear. He might wear like one. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I don't really see him wearing chains like that.
All right. So take this moment, do a teacher shout out.
Okay.
I got to do Miss Bianca Bright today. She went here too. She's an alum of Fayetteville State.
What she teach?
She's my freshman seminar teacher.
So she teach freshman seminar?
No, she do like a lot though. I know she's like a therapist too. She real smart. And she's a Delta. I got to give her, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Shout out to you and the D9, you feel me? But like, I don't think I know her. She's dope. She's dope. Like, I ain't gonna lie, she definitely she does a lot for me without even knowing, you know what I'm saying? So I give my shout out to her today, for sure.
Turn it up.
There you go.
I'm dead. I don't have a teacher's shout out.
Not for today? Maybe next time.
Well, if I had to shout somebody out, it would probably be Professor Hawkins.
Shout out Professor Hawkins.
You know what I'm saying? She probably the most cultured teacher here. Shout out Professor Hawkins.
All right, so now we're ready for the main topic for the day.
Okay, yeah. Let me get my notes. Yeah. Ooh, there you go.
All right, so
okay.
The main convo for the day we're gonna talk about corporal punishment.
Okay. It sounds so harsh.
I know.
Corporal.
Right?
Corporal.
It sounds like some system stuff, right? Yeah, but
they gotta give everything a name.
You dig? All right, so we're gonna talk about corporal punishment. All right. So for those who are not familiar with corporal punishment, to sum it up, it's really like kind of like the law and stuff like that America agrees with, or certain states agree with, on like the reason why you can beat your child with a belt and get away with it is because it's under corporal punishment. That's why, like, the paddling, the physical force used to discipline a child definitely stems from corporal punishment, and that's saying that it's okay for all of that to happen. All right. No, for sure. So North Carolina still allows corporal punishment as a form of discipline. So no, it is not illegal to spank your child in the state. It is within the parent's right to determine how to effectively administer punishment. However, you must only use this form of punishment as a means of discipline and must not inflict permanent physical or emotional damage to your child.
So before we get into whether or not this is good or bad, what was your upbringing?
Oh boy. Yeah, I got whooped. That's what we asking, right? Like, yeah.
But do you feel like it was abuse?
Yes.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't know your life, so it's
no, for sure. I'm not towards you, but it's just like, like, cause even if you did talk to me before you beat me or after you beat me, I'm still aware that you're beating me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm aware that you're hurting me. You know what I'm saying? You're not loving me right now. Like, this not what love feel like.
So, like, I don't want to say we gonna get into it, but my upbringing, I got whooped too.
Okay. So how do you feel about it? How do you feel about it?
I just thought that was just how discipline worked, because I didn't see other families like discipline their kids, so it's a matter of, well, this is just how my family disciplines, and that's just how I grew up, because I got beat by everybody. You know how it go.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? My dad beat me, my mom, grandma,
aunts,
you know what I'm saying? I think it crossed the line though when I was younger, like way younger, and my brother thought he could beat me.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and I think that kind of crossed the line. And my sister tried to do the same thing.
Oh,
so
wow.
I think it crosses the line because there is no real, what's the word? Standard or level you can go past. It's just a matter of, if we saw something wrong, you get beat. But instead of like saying like, okay, the degree of whatever you did wrong doesn't necessarily deserve that type of punishment. So I got beat.
For sure. All right, so I'm a piggyback off of the that's what it said. There's no standard, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's say another female grew up getting, beat or whatever, and let's say she grows up. Let's say she grew up getting beat by her dad the most. But she loves her dad. She's a daddy's girl. That's just how you are, raised. That's how it is. So let's say like she turns into a wife, and now she's dating a man who reminds her of her father, and then he is beating her when she disobeys or whatever. Is it different because she's a grown woman now, or like, like, because whether people want to admit it or not, there's a lot of women in abusive relationships.
Yeah, I mean, me speaking as a woman, I can't speak as anything else.
Yeah.
But me speaking as a woman who is a daddy's girl and all that stuff like that, I just feel like there shouldn't, when you grow up, there shouldn't be no tolerance for it. But at the same time, as women, we are kind of drawn to men that remind us of our dads, especially if we're a daddy's girl or whatever. We're more drawn towards guys that remind us of our dad, or some way remind us of our dad. So I just think it's just a matter of this, like, what am I gonna get beat for? Kinda like, I feel like there should be a line there.
Yeah. So do you think that with that line missing, do you think that like enables like women to end up in these sticky situations?
Yeah, because there is no clear definition. Like, okay, we allow it, but how much are we going to allow? You know what I'm saying? There's no real, I guess, evidence to say. Even when I read that article, it was saying like the dad that did beat his son still got off. You know what I'm saying? So what is the real line we draw to say like this is too much? Okay.
Oh yeah, and for y'all, the article we comes from Schwalf Law Firm. Schwalf. All right, so the one thing that I get from this corporal punishment, that just that part alone, must not inflict permanent physical or emotional damage to your child. How can you whoop a child and there's no emotional damage done after that? Like, it's confusing. Like, if you are 6 years old and you are getting whooped and you are telling yourself that you understand that they love you but they're hurting you, you probably are saying that now. Yeah. But when you were when you were 6, you did not. You were upset. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Or even if you were understanding, it's still kind of, well, at least for me, you know what I'm saying? It just doesn't make sense. Like, we could have talked about this. Yeah. I could have stand in the corner. You could have took something away. Like, but I think we learned that now, especially just because, like, now that technology is such a part of our life that, like, I don't ever see why, the day I have kids, I don't see why I will ever have to beat them. I would just take, give me your, whatever.
As Black people, I don't know. I can only speak because I'm Black. I don't know about other races and how they raise their kids, but I feel like it could be some sort of instilling, like, feeling, not saying they get, like, a feeling of something from it, but I think it could be something dealing with power and making sure there's that power dynamic to where I'm the parent, you're the child. Yeah. And so that stems from slavery, yeah.
Sure. You know about seasoning?
Seasoning?
Mm-hmm. So seasoning it was a part of the slave process. So, like, when our ancestors were brought over here, especially during the Atlantic slave trade, they would stop before they got to their actual plantation. They would stop somewhere in, like, islands too. They would, like, get stopped at islands, and then they would get sold from the island to their mainland or whatever. But in that transitional period, they would come up on seasoning. They will go through seasoning. They will go through seasoning. And seasoning is basically like they will beat you until, like, you are conformed into being a slave. Mm-hmm. And then there's other tactics and stuff like that. Like, you can read the letter from William Lynch. You know what I'm saying? The letter from Willie Lynch, How to Create a Slave. Mm-hmm. That will go deeper into tactics of which they use. Obviously, I can't cover them all now, but they will beat you. And mind you, so if you're coming from Africa and you're going to America, you don't speak English. So, like, if they're telling you, hey, come over here, you don't understand that. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So they will beat the slave until they did what they were supposed to do accordingly. Like, if you resisted, you would get beat. If you weren't obedient, you would get beat. If you showed signs of suicide, you would get beat. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So, like, it was very strategic, you know, and very manipulating. So I think it is something to pass down, like, okay, that child does not listen, beat them. Yeah. But when your child goes to school, how can they listen to a teacher without the teacher beating them? So obviously this human can listen and learn. Yeah. I think it's just more like we live in such a now, or you must fit in and you must do this, that, and the third, that, like, this is how it's been for so long. You know what I'm saying? I'm just putting it out there now. Like, no one's ever beating my children. Like, myself included. Like, I feel like I'm such a smart person that I feel like I can come up with a million ways to get to my child without putting force on them. You know, because that comes with so much after result, if that makes sense. Or
yeah.
Like,
I mean, for me, from my experience, I'm not going to sit here and say I'm not going to beat my children, because I know that is mentally a thing. So I'm not going to do that. But at the same time, it's just like, not saying I don't want to disappoint anybody, because I can really care less. Yeah, but it's just a matter of unlearning that toxic stuff from your parents.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, I don't have kids or nothing like that, but I'm just saying I know that's going to be a thing to unlearn, if that makes sense. Because it was kind of instilled in me, because it's just like, you know, well, my parents, they didn't really become more progressive until I got in high school. So I probably got my last whooping probably like middle school or early freshman year, kind of. Mm-hmm. So I don't want to sit here and say they would threaten me, but they would threaten me if I didn't get straight A's. So it's just like, I know there's other ways around it, but you could do it a certain way. You don't have to threaten nobody. But still, I mean, if it came down to it, I feel like my childhood experience could have been better if like my parents weren't so straight to the belt type of thing. Yeah. Because my parents beat me for
minute things.
Yeah, kind of everything or whatever. So.
Anytime, I think the only grouch I have about like my beatings, it's just this one time I remember the school called my dad. I was in 5th grade. The school called my dad and literally told him that I just slapped a kid, like for no reason though. Like, your child is bad and we don't understand. Like, granted, yeah, I got in a lot of trouble. You know what I'm saying? I was a kid. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I was a kid being a kid. You know what I'm saying? Especially then where Black history was not getting all this clout. Being Black was not a trend yet, like as much as it is now. Like, out of nowhere, people care about Black people a lot right now.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's cool to be Black. Like, the HBCUs are rising. Like if you look on media or anything like that, that's what it is.
Like the next
but our
NBA
lives are
players,
not safe.
The next NBA players want to go to HBCU.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, it's a thing. It's cool now. You know, but here at Fayetteville State, we still got dorms with mold in it. Yeah. But we're rising.
We're not a HBCU.
We're a state school.
You know, well, even then, by statistics, as far as who attends here, we are not a HBCU.
Man, don't get talking too much.
I mean, people know. They just don't care to know.
Facts. Okay. So here's some more fun facts from our article for today. Mm-hmm. Using cruel, inappropriate methods or objects to modify behavior. There are currently lawsuits and debates surrounding whether behavior modification practices intended to cure homosexuality fall under this category.
Wait a minute. You telling me they beating people because they identify as gay?
You never heard of the reform camps or anything like that?
I mean, I've heard of some things, but I didn't know it was such a big, you know what I mean? Like, big
people's getting the gay beaten out of them.
You can't do that.
The Bible. That's some people's justification. Man was made for woman, woman was made for man.
But that you can't. People are still people. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but
you're supposed to be free to have First Amendment right. You know, freedom of speech, freedom of expression, freedom of all these things. But you're gonna beat me because I'm expressing who I am?
Yeah.
That is crazy. I hope my brother didn't have to go through that. Man. My brother is gay. And so if he did, I feel so bad because I don't know that struggle.
I've read so much about, like, you know, just history stuff too, but like seeing like the, I guess, discrimination that gay people have been, like, it's been gay dudes killed, stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? And then honestly, I'm not about to act like I'm oblivious to it because I'm a Black man from the South, so being gay was not. And saying that was not I know it wasn't like it wasn't accepted at all.
Yeah, I know it wasn't like
and it was against Jesus. That's how it was presented. So you gotta think about it. If you grow up religious, and Jesus is the only way you're good and stuff like that. And once the church starts outlawing somebody, the law's going back them. And you know what I'm saying? Like, because what justifies the law? Yeah, Jesus. You know.
In my household though, like, I'm not gonna say like I wasn't oblivious because I just genuinely didn't know because like I said, my brother's gay, but my parents were so progressive. Mm-hmm. They were still accepting. So I don't know if like he really, you know what I'm saying, experienced something like that. But my parents, we still got beat, you know what I'm saying. No, but I don't know if it was to the extent of because he was gay, you know. That would be crazy. I would cuss my parents out.
But this is the weird part to me about that part. Okay, it says using cruel, inappropriate methods or objects to modify behavior. How is that not getting beat with a belt?
It is.
Okay.
Because it said objects. Well, if we asking these questions, is that the line where we draw abuse?
Okay, and that's what I was going to ask you. So where is it justifiable? Where is it justifiable for you?
I mean, I don't justify getting a whooping or getting a beating. Now, if you like, okay, right, hear me out. If you a kid and I keep telling you, okay, hey, don't touch that, it's hot. Mm-hmm. Or don't touch that because you're just not supposed to touch it. You keep touching it, you know what I'm saying, like, don't touch it. Mm-hmm. Now, that, I feel like that's okay, you know what I'm saying, because you keep telling them don't touch it. And then, like, at a certain point, it's just like, hey, don't touch it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't think that's gonna really hurt anybody.
For sure.
But I don't know, because kids these days are a little different.
No, I wouldn't even say kids these days. I feel like with all the research and stuff that's coming out, like Oprah has a good book. What Happened to You? She did it with some dude with a PhD. But not trying to sound disrespectful. But so she talks about trauma. Well, he talks about trauma, and he breaks down like the initial phases of like your development in the world as an infant, and how the vibrations around you and stuff like that affect you starting then, and you're more of a sponge then, so you're soaking it in more than you will later on. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's the only reason why I'm kind of still like kind of conscious with the whole beating in period, because I feel like if I have a child who, not saying you're wrong for it or anything like that, but I'm gonna really try my hardest, dog, without popping or anything like that. Like my kid's gonna go through a lot of time out, or I'm gonna just be taking a lot, or I'm gonna just make them like read. Or I'm gonna find something they don't want to do, and that's gonna be a punishment. You know what I'm saying? Like whether it's cutting the grass or like, you know what I'm saying, one of those fun trips, or I might just, I don't know. I'm gonna try to find something. You know what I'm saying?
It's ways around it, but like I said, it kind of comes back to me trying to unlearn toxic behaviors. So it's like I feel like that would be like, for me, that would be the extent.
So are we ruling beatings as toxic?
Yeah.
Yeah,
probably. But I feel like, okay, that's why I said it's probably like this really thin line, because if you pop somebody or whatever, like how I said, could that be a beating? But that's why I'm saying these kids these days, man.
Yeah, but that's what I said. I don't even know if it's really the kid. I think it's just we have so much more education now. Like, we should be better. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like for everybody in this generation, especially if you don't have kids yet, like, it's okay to be different than your parents. Yes. I feel like if there's any message that I feel like I can get, bro, we're like, like whether we want to accept it or whatnot, bro, like we're smarter than our parents. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like, not saying my parents are not smart or anything like that. They don't have the opportunities that I have.
Yeah, it's definitely different.
It's different. Times. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, us going to college now is way more of it's a higher percentage than it is back then. Like back then for our parents, or at least for mine, it was get a job.
Yeah.
Work 20 years.
Yeah.
Take care of the family. You feel me? Like, now it's not like that no more. You know what I'm saying? Like, we understand the system of America better today. We understand the lies better today. We understand the tactics that were used against us better today. And one of the tactics that was used against us was beating. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, just straight up. You know what I'm saying? Like, just like, I don't want to make it just such a race thing, but like, let's be real, y'all. Like, when you go to Walmart and you see that white kid just going crazy in the middle of the aisle, losing their mind, and everybody's thinking like, yo, just whoop that kid. But guess what? That white kid, let's call him Brad. Brad is going to grow up with less trauma and flinching, and he's not going to be as scared to do the wrong thing because he's not going to get beat for it. He might get yelled at, but that's not as extreme as relating being wrong with getting beat.
Well, I'm not saying like that you're wrong. For sure. Because beating is toxic, but I did do this speech or debate on which is worse. Physical or mental abuse. Yeah. And so that can the mental part can come into play.
I don't mean that in mental.
It was abuse, so that's kind of different, but it still has a thing on your mental.
I feel like tone though.
Yeah.
So if I raise my tone in a sense and I say stop, you know what I'm saying? That probably can stop it before I need to whoop. Yeah. But back to Brad though. If Brad's gonna grow up and he's gonna be so much more fit to be this yes man, resume man, career man, all of that, better than a child who has been beat for being wrong. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's hard for me to find pleasure in the work that I'm doing. You know what I'm saying? When I know that there is other work that matters more. How do I get there though? You know, I got to trick the system and all this, that, and the third. You know what I'm saying? But what if I'm so traumatized I don't want to get into the system?
Yeah.
You feel me? And that's why I'm not saying that's how deep it is with this beatings and it's just keeping all the black people away from getting in the system or anything like that. No, not at all. But I think if we did treat each other just a little bit more kindly, we'll see more people wanting to get into this social norm, if that makes sense. I think that's my biggest take on it. Shout out to Brad.
You don't know who Brad is.
Don't know who Brad is.
Well, I mean, I guess you're right. I can't really say much. I got beat too.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
It's just a matter of like that line that I was talking about. Like, when does it? It's wrong, but if you're gonna do it, what will constitute, like for law purposes, what will constitute too much? Because NC is allowing it, but what would constitute too much?
Yeah, because I feel like a lot of people have had whelps on their behind. Yeah. But they love their parents so much that it's just like, they don't hate me. Yeah. But it's just like, yo, can we just be honest and accept the fact that, like, yo, like, the education in America does suck. Yeah. And there's so many after effects, or there's so many effects resulting from it. You feel me? To where it's just like, at some point, like, even us as black people, we're gonna have to accept the fact that we were wrong. Everybody's gonna have to put that pride down at one point and just say, yo, like, we can live so much better than this.
Yeah. They don't, not saying they, but certain people don't want to because of tradition and stuff like that. They rather. But
it's a constant tradition of failure. Like, even the tradition of religion. The greatest pastor in the world ever, to me as a Christian, I'm not religious at all, but if I had to pick the greatest pastor ever, it'll be Martin Luther King, because he has the most change, he has the most effect. How many times have you heard Martin Luther King talk about Jesus? Not many. Like, I haven't. Most speeches I hear about him, he's speaking on the equality or some real issues. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, what pastors are doing that now? You know what I'm saying? Like, even if you are giving back to the community or whatever it is, just like, we live here in Fayetteville, North Carolina, where Jason Walker passed, and like, everybody's aware that it kind of got covered up. You know what I'm saying? Not even kinda. It's just all over the place. The way it was handled was terrible.
Yeah, it was handled very, very bad. And I feel like if you're gonna, do certain things and have people out here in front of these cameras, we at least need to know what's really going on.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? And the whole mix up with everything that happened is because people were uninformed.
That's because they was painting a picture that Mr. Walker jumped on the hood of the truck while it was moving or something like that, and the guy feared for his life and shot him. But it's just like, there was no bullet holes found through the windshield. Like, if you were scared, this is an off-duty sheriff we're talking about too, like somebody trained. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you're scared, how do you get out the car to shoot somebody in the back? You know what I'm saying? But this guy's on paid leave. Like, Fayetteville was good.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, they don't want to put out all the information. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. We kind of live to create this narrative.
And we're getting the narrative all from social media. Like, they released some of the footage of, like...
But it was partial footage.
Partial. Yeah, I'm just saying. But, like, even then, you're releasing that, and it's just like, bro, like, what happened?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And then me as a journalist, okay, you put out this piece of clip. Mm-hmm. To me, I'm like, where's the rest? Or like you said, what happened? What can we really say?
You know what I'm
saying? What can really be shown from this other than what the media or what you're telling the media to say? The only people I know so far that haven't been told what to say is people at Fayetteville Observer, because I'm there in person knowing what's going on. But everybody else, I can't speak for. Mm-hmm. But, like, me personally, working with them, they the only ones that I know actually go out and find information, because they're so tactful with how they do stuff.
And that's the, excuse me. And I think that's what kind of gets me going too. This is happening, but here I am, and everybody's talking about Russia and Ukraine. Yeah. Like, when is it okay for, like, us as black people to come together and just say we don't care about Ukraine? Like, bro, you tried to blow me up last week. I don't care about Ukraine. And I care about the United States of America. I care about our soldiers in the army, bro. I've been to Iraq and Afghanistan. You feel me? And that's all I think I'm just kind of stressing it. Like, bro, like, we're about to have so many people go to Ukraine and fight for a country. You feel me? Fight for another country. And then those soldiers who fought are going to come back with PTSD. They're going to have troubles at home. They're going to have trouble resocializing. Not saying every single last one, but
majority probably.
You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, that's what comes with conflict and war. And it's just like, why are you so brave, President Joe Biden, to send people to Ukraine before you send them to Fayetteville State? You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, the oath is you're defending foreign and domestic.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, like we have a domestic issue.
I can't speak on that because I'm not like military.
Man, you.
But
good.
I mean, like, I don't know. Like, I just feel like the urgency, like, people are so ready to help overseas issues. Be a support the overseas issues rather than supporting these issues we got right here.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? The most I could say we're worried about is when, a black person dies from a white person.
And we ain't even worried about that no more.
Well, yeah, now, but in 2020, it was such a popular thing.
Yeah.
It was a trend, you know what I'm saying?
Now the trend is Ukraine, huh?
Yeah. It's a trend. It's a game. It's
Yeah.
about what's
They
popping.
just distracting.
Yeah.
They just distracting us from us.
Yeah.
And
we falling right into it. Social media.
that's what I'm saying, bro. We gotta love each other, y'all. Like, we really gotta get out of our shells, and we really gotta love each other, bro. Like, stop competing with people, y'all. Like, hop off social media. What happened to, like, we gotta bring Black is Beautiful back. Like, we gotta bring back natural is back. You know what I'm saying? Like, to all the beautiful queens out here, y'all, from this king right here, I'm telling you right now, like, yo, I love you. You heard? I love you. I love you, queen, the way you are. Like, I love the stretch marks, everything, all of that. Like, we need to bring that love back. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you got an afro, you got some locks, whatever, natural, I love it. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't need weave. You feel me? You don't need that. You don't need that, queen. Like, you look at the world. They're trying to be you.
Yeah.
I think I want our queens to, like, really know that. You feel me? Like, and then our kings too, bro. Like, we gotta do a better job at protecting our queens. You feel me? And holding each other accountable.
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna end with that.
Okay.
I'm gonna end with, let me talk to my bros. Yo.
Gotta zoom in on that.
Bro.
Okay.
And I'm not taking shots at the industry or anything. Bro, don't buy no Birkin bag.
I'm not gonna get no Birkin.
No, not you. I'm talking to the brothers, y'all. Like, don't stop trying to buy women. Stop making women make you feel little because you don't want to spend money on them.
Yeah.
Whether you got it or not. You know what I'm saying? I'm not in your pockets, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you got it, don't spend it on her. Get it equal. You want a partner. Mm-hmm. We have too many independent, strong Black women out here who don't hurt from money for men to keep trying to find these women with little egos, you know what I'm saying, who want a man to take care of them. Like, kings, you are a king. You are not her father.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? She's just as powerful as you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, your chessboard is not complete without the queen, dog. So, like, y'all can't keep getting these little sad take care of me girls who call themselves queens and trick you into making you feel like you got to do all this and that. You know what I'm saying? And then the hot girl summer thing, like, I hope we're done with that.
Oh, I don't know. I don't
I know. I'm just saying, I hope we're done with that. I love you, Megan Thee Stallion. But, like, bro, we can represent ourselves better than that. Like, you can't go from hot girl, and then you want me to praise you for a degree.
Yeah.
Like, which one is it? You feel me? Like, and then, what is it? They finally got the DNA results back from the gun, and Tory Lanez prints was not on it.
Yeah.
And now it's just like, bro, like, here you are. You know, like, look how easy it is to frame the Black man for anything. You feel me? And it's just like, the whole world really believed Tory Lanez shot Megan Thee Stallion in the feet. Well, some did.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't know how to feel about that, so I just didn't really.
Oh, I mean,
you know
I felt
what I'm
initially, excuse me, I felt terrible just because I felt like, wow, it's that easy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's that easy. Like, the whole way the police report and stuff was being, like, the lack of transparency. When has America ever been hesitant on locking up a Black man for shooting somebody when they know they done it?
They don't never. There is no hesitation.
That's what I'm saying. So with this one, the fact that there was hesitation and Meg went to that extreme against our Black men, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm sorry, Meg. Like, I ain't saying you the ops right now, but I want an apology, my doggone self. You feel me? And Tory, I feel like Tory handled it great. Like, he always apologized. He always still was he apologized for everything happening, period. And he always told her she can come back. This, that, and the third. Now, Tory, look, brother, you gotta stay where you at. You can't.
I like your music.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Alone at Prom was dope.
Yeah.
But Tory, don't fall into. I think he tweeted yesterday. He said something. She was mad because, you know, he had entanglements with her and Kylie at the same time, and Meg found out, so that's why it all happened.
It was emotions.
It was emotions. You feel me?
Yeah.
But my thing is like we're not living it. We can't become so desensitized to guns and bombs and things like that to where like we really are not caring about each other, and it's just a headline and we're just reading it. Yeah. Like you can't paint that picture on us as black men. Like we're. Let's be real. Like I don't know the statistics, but I'm pretty sure there's more educated, quote unquote, by a degree. Anyways, I'm pretty sure there's more educated black women than there are black men in America. I don't know. Somebody's probably gonna say I'm wrong. I might be. I'm just talking from authentic perspective that I see every day. Like I see more women, even in my classrooms. You know what I'm saying? Like, with that being said, though, I'm
listening.
No,
until next time. I mean, I'm getting a degree, so I can't say nothing. I fall into the statistics. So.
But it's a good statistic.
Yeah, it's not.
You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. So it's just like with our kings, queens, understand like we were the pigs in this. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like we were the big target to put in jail. This, not the third. And y'all have been. I feel like our queens were put in that predicament to just get forgotten about or whatever. And as we see now, like I do agree that they are trying to take away the black masculinity. But with that being said, if we're aware of it, don't let it happen.
You mean like with the money situation, like girls trying to get men to take care of them?
Nah, that, and I feel like black men right now are just looked at as such a fetish, I guess. Like, oh girl, I got a black man, or my man fine, or this, that, and the third. Like, the world does not look at black men as leaders. Yeah. Intellectual. They don't look as problem solvers, as we can bring something to really help the world out. You know what I'm saying? Like, black people will never be a fundamental element in this world power until we really get to that balance between ourselves. You know what I'm saying? So, like, we really got to stop looking at each other as threats or thugs or whatever the case may be. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that is played now. It's played. We really got to, bro, everybody need to read about the Black Panther Party. That should be the only gang that black people join. You feel me? Like something for our people. Like,
gotta educate people.
For sure. And it starts there.